Yo guys, if you dug that clip, make sure you go and check out my cover of this song, which will be somewhere on the screen or in the description or whatever. But if you've already seen it or you're ready to learn, let's get straight into the lesson. So let's get straight into it. You're going to want to be in standard tuning, and the first kind of idea comes from a D minor pentatonic, which is this one. And we're going to start off with some bends on the B and the E strings, and the first little section is going to go a little something like this. So all that is just the bends, then down to the 10th fret. So a little run there. And then a bend up again on the 13. And make sure you give it a nice wobble there. You know, like you're not afraid to kind of dig into the guitar. Then one of those, you know, ugly kind of double bends that just sound really, really cool. Now this little bit is a bit ambiguous because the solo is actually double tracked. I think it's double tracked. There's definitely two different takes going on there. It is a written solo, but it's not up to sort of today's standards where everything is to the grid and everything is perfect. So I think on this bit you can kind of get away with playing something similar. But this is what I played, I think. And then after that we've got like a trem picking section right here. And what you want to do is you want to play it a lot better than I just did and kind of really aggressively slide into each note. So that bit there is... And then after that, so then after this bend section, we're going to slide down, we're going to do a couple of pull-offs. That's how that goes. Then we're kind of going into the crazy vibrato thing. For that bit there, you just kind of wobble as much as possible. Then we've actually got a run that catches a lot of people out, and is going to catch me out in a second because I've got the biggest frets of all time. But, well, I'll just show you. I'll play it really, really slowly so you kind of get what's going on. And I think what actually happened here on the recording is the two takes are slightly different. So then you get this like resultant melody, which sounds really, really cool. And yeah, I think slowly it goes something like this. So what we're doing here is we're going up, we're ascending, and then we've got three strings that we're playing three notes on, right? And what's going on is that the middle string, the A string, is faster than the other two. So it kind of sounds like it's sort of stumbling up, if you get what I mean. It sounds really interesting, it sounds really cool. So I guess for that bit, you just have to practice that really, really slowly and then speed it up. Because if it ends up just sounding like this, the rhythm on the A string is actually quite important, because obviously if you don't do it, your phrase is going to finish at a different time as to when it should be. You just have to end up here at the right time so you can start the next section, which is this. Now there is a tab online, which is what I learnt from, which goes... Now I couldn't play that, and luckily when I had to listen to the isolated guitar tracks, that wasn't even there. So if you have a look at the tabs that I've included, which are somebody else's tabs that I've just sort of changed to what I think they are, then you'll see the version that I've just played, which is this. And again, same thing, you know, the double tracking kind of is slightly different, but you know, whatever. In my cover, I double tracked it, and on the recordings, there was 2 guitars doing the solos. So yeah, now we've just got, and then we're kind of back to where we started. We've got some bends again. And that's it. So yeah, at the end there, you just kind of, you know, try and really dig in. I wasn't particularly careful with how accurate I was to what was actually played. I think the main thing is just intensity, you know, playing like you mean it rather than playing accurately. As long as it sounds good, as long as the bends are in tune, I think it's fine. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much everything. You know, have fun with it. It's one of those solos where I think accuracy, as long as you kind of know where you're going and you land on the things at the right time and what you're playing isn't clumsy. There's a big difference between starting off like and this. So as long as it's not too messy, but you've got the intensity there, I think you're right on track. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go back up top now. So there we go, that's how you play the solo for Famous Last Word. I think it's a sick solo. I really like, you know, just Ray Torres style overall. I will include the tab that I started to sort of work this out with, and then I'll also include the isolated guitar track, because I did find those on YouTube and I found myself using those more than the actual tab. And I'm also gonna probably include my own version of the tabs, which is just gonna be the tabs that somebody else made, but with little like sort of alterations. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if it helped. Let me know if it didn't. I hope it did. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.